It's the SKOR North Twins Show.
Hey there, hi there, ho there to you on the SKOR North Twins Show feed. What's going on? Declan Goff here with another extra innings episode. We had one yesterday with AJ Fredrickson. Figured I'd hop on here for a little bit of a solo episode to talk about the prospect rankings that came out from MLB.com today. This will be something that I will be mixing into SKOR North Twin shows going forward. I didn't really do much of this a season ago, but this will be kind of a new staple, whether it's part of the extra innings fold or the main Twin Show episodes. We'll have a little bit more prospect rankings. So hit the like button and subscribe button if you're new to this channel. Appreciate everyone that has listened and watched and subscribed to the SKOR North Twin Show. I just saw this. We launched this channel 1 year ago today. Today's March 4th, 2025. We launched this channel about a year ago today. So thank you so much to everyone who has supported it so far. If you can, please do so by hitting the like button, bell notification. It just continues to spread the word to the masses. So thank you so much to everyone who has done that. And yeah, we're going to be mixing in more prospect episodes. The Twins TV plan, if you are a subscriber to that, I think with the yearly plans, which is one that I did, it gives you access to minor league baseball games. And no better way to give you guys updates on prospects than being able to watch a lot of those games on Twins TV. So I'm excited to have that for you. Obviously, it's even more helpful that the Twins AAA affiliate in the St. Paul Saints are literally down the road. And as someone who is moving back to his roots in St. Paul, near east side of St. Paul by CHS Field, very happy to also be going to CHS this year to maybe watch some of these top prospects in person. So if this was something you've been asking for, congratulations. Here it is. This is your Twins prospect update. I guess you can call it the first one of the year. I hope to do this maybe once a week or maybe like in the fold of an extra innings episode, but I'm always fascinated by prospects. Sometimes I think we get too obsessed with baseball prospects, whether that's good or bad. And I'm very excited to talk about them regardless because they are polarizing to do so. So MLB.com on Tuesday released their top 30 prospects for most teams entering 2025. We're about 3 weeks or so from opening day, and some of these prospects are either in spring training with teams or they're getting obviously their feet wet. And I figured I'd share what the Twins have here, and numerous publications release prospect rankings. However you want to consume them, whether that's through ESPN or Major League Baseball like this one, The Athletic does one, Baseball Prospectus, I think Fangraphs does one. There's a lot of different rankings out there. For this purpose, I'm just going to go with the MLB.com one. So Jonathan Mayo does a great job covering baseball prospects forever, it feels like. He was able to release the top 30 prospects for the Twins. No surprise, Walker Jenkins is your number one prospect for the Twins. He's also baseball's third-ranked prospect overall. Jenkins was drafted 2 years ago. He is dealing with an ankle sprain right now. That is kind of the bad news. So he's kind of on the shelf. He's on the sidelines as he kind of makes sure that's all right. I believe the reports from Derek Falvey, there wasn't any structural damage, just a little bit of a sprain. Doesn't want to hurt it, doesn't want to aggravate it. Probably a good idea. He's going to be a fun prospect to watch. I mean, the fact he's the third prospect in all of baseball is very exciting. So Walker Jenkins, someone who I don't know if we'll see him in 2025 with the Twins. He could force their hand, and he could just be an absolute destroyer of baseballs and force his way up here. If it is, my guess is he's like a September call-up. Got to remember, this guy is 20 years old, so I think they want to be careful with him. There's really no need to rush him up here. Yeah, he's the third best prospect in baseball. You know, that's totally all good. So as much as it'll be exciting to see him, maybe he gets to St. Paul, which would obviously be very exciting. I think he likely starts in either high A or double A and goes from there. And if he wants to force the Twins' hands to get him up to the big leagues, great. I would be pretty surprised, though, considering where he's at in his age. He had spent some time with Wichita last year after hitting A ball and high A ball very well. But last year with Wichita, and just 6 games, by the way, just 4 hits, batted 160. So spent some time at Double A. He's 20 years old. He's going to be going against some of the best prospects around that time. So we'll see what Walker Jenkins does in a minor league season, and hopefully he remains healthy. Next is Emmanuel Rodriguez. This is another one who I believe is kind of nursing an injury that he had at the beginning of spring training. I understand Twins fans are probably just incredibly frustrated to hear stuff like this from their top prospects, which they have heard forever. But he's getting closer to being game ready. Emmanuel Rodriguez won't break the roster with the Twins. He will start in AAA. I envision we'll see this guy, though, in a Twins uniform very soon in 2025, whether that's because of an injury that forces the hand or whether he kind of just puts his way into the conversation. We did an episode yesterday on Matt Wallner being Kyle Schwarber 2.0, maybe the 3 true outcomes. Rodriguez doesn't swing and miss necessarily often, but he draws a ton of walks. He hits a lot of bombs, and he also strikes out a lot. I think there's a really unique skill set here. I've yet to get my eyes on him in person, and I'm actually kind of excited to see him probably likely be in St. Paul for the first few weeks or the month of the season if he eventually gets recalled. But this is someone you can probably pencil that you'll see probably even early in 2025 with the Twins. He can play some center field. Obviously, the Twins brought in Harrison Bader too. So I think Emmanuel Rodriguez is going to be a fun one to watch. In 5 minor league seasons, this guy has a 932 OPS. So, I mean, he hits when he's been healthy, when he's been active. He dealt with a thumb injury last year that kind of limited him. But when he's been healthy, this guy absolutely hits. He's the 37th best prospect in baseball per MLB.com. So he's legit. I'm excited to see him. Keeping it down here on the 3rd ranked prospect. I won't go through like all 30 of these guys, but I will give you some of the highlights, the ones that I actually kind of liked and know something about. Luke Keeschall, who is kind of a Swiss Army knife defensively. We don't really know where he's going to fit. He spent time in center and second. He's played some first base. Last season, a very good minor league year between Cedar Rapids and Wichita, an OPS in the 900s. This is a guy that I think he might start with the Saints. He could start with Wichita and then earn his way up here. He was one of the non-roster invites to spring training. I'm curious to see, though, where he starts his minor league journey. I would bet we do see him at some point in a Twins uniform in 2025. He was the 49th pick by the Twins in the same class that they drafted Walker Jenkins in. I think he had the Tommy John surgery, too. So he's a hitter, and he kind of dealt with an elbow issue. They shut him down towards the end of the minor league season, and even with a kind of shaky ligament, he was still phenomenal at the plate last year. And when you're rehabbing from Tommy John as a hitter, as opposed to a pitcher, the process is a little easier and a little quicker to get back on the field. It'll be Miguel Sano, if you guys remember, had a kind of a similar situation. So we'll see where he strikes out. He doesn't strike out a lot, which I think is very helpful for a team and honestly, in a society of baseball that kind of just is okay with strikeouts, it seems. He does not strike out a lot. I believe his name did come up to a lot in trade deadline conversations last year from other teams when the Twins were shopping things around. So he's caught the eye of other organizations. They know the path here. I don't know defensively where he fits in. That honestly might be the biggest part of this, his future in Major League Baseball is, he might just be a super utility guy, but you'd like to see him obviously develop into a everyday defensive position. We'll see where that goes. But I think Luke Keeschall, a guy to keep an eye on. Not maybe an immediate call-up to St. Paul or to Minnesota Twins, but he will probably see some time in St. Paul. Kalen Culpepper is your 4th-ranked prospect. Culpepper was drafted last year at the Twins. Young guy. He'll bake in the minor leagues for the next year or two. We won't see him. Connor Prelip's very interesting, man. This is a guy who is already the 5th best prospect for the Twins. He was drafted, I believe, in 2023, but he's only made 11 starts. He is a huge left-handed pitcher, 6'2", 220 pounds. He is 24 years old. He's missed some time, but he's a lefty. And when he has been healthy and when he has shown people promise in spring training and the limited minor league starts he's made, there's a lot of curiosity here. But the Twins have to be very careful with him, I think, just given his injury history. Last season, was able to spend some time. He got all the way up to high A Cedar Rapids. Maybe starts there again. If things are all systems go out of spring training, maybe he goes to Double A. That's one to watch. Marco Raya, who's the Twins' now 6th best prospect, I believe going into last year, he was their top pitching prospect. Little bit of a shaky year last year in Wichita. He made 1 start with the St. Paul Saints, but ERA was a little high. He does strike out a lot of guys, which is good. But We'll see where maybe he falls into the fold here. Maybe starts the year with, he probably does start in AAA St. Paul, so you're always kind of one call away from there. But I got to watch. Few other names on this list here, and by the way, this is at MLB.com, so you can go kind of look at it yourself. I just want to give some of our listeners a little bit of a preview of what I think about some of these guys. Andrew Morris, who threw on Tuesday afternoon with the St. Paul Saints. This is another sneaky guy that, honestly, and credit to the Twins, who they have been able to develop a pitching pipeline. Morris has been very good, and he was drafted in 2022. This dude has a career ERA of 2.56 in 41 starts in his minor league career. He made 7 starts last year with the St. Paul Saints, had a 3.48 ERA. This is why the Twins have maybe been reluctant to move on from someone like Chris Paddack, because if they remove Chris Paddack from the equation, which I agree, I think stuff-wise and honestly just what I want to see out of the Twins rotation, Chris Paddack really doesn't fit that bill for me. But if you have a stash of Zebby Matthews and maybe it's David Festa, Andrew Morris, et cetera, in AAA, you need as much pitching options as possible. You will probably see Andrew Morris make a Twins start at some point in 2025. Maybe even a candidate to be the opening day starter for the St. Paul Saints, to be honest. So that's a fun one to watch. I'll give you just one more here. Corey Lewis. This is the knuckleballer. This has been kind of the fun one that's caught a lot of eye. I think he threw the fastest knuckleball, like 83 or 80-something miles an hour in a spring training start already this year. You don't see many knuckleballers around anymore. Last year, he pitched for 4 teams in the minor leagues. He did actually get a call up to St. Paul. He made 15 appearances, 13 starts with Wichita, so maybe someone that probably also starts in St. Paul. There's a lot of interesting pitching options for the St. Paul Saints, and that might be the one area where if you are a Saints fan or if you're here in the Twin Cities, I think make sure you check out who's starting that day, because there could be a really fun one to watch regardless. Walker Jenkins will take probably some time to get up there, so they still have a lot of other fun options. But Corey Lewis, the knuckleballer, come on, it's one of the most fun things to see in baseball. It's honestly a dying skill set. So those are some of the prospects. Top 30 type of guys, players like Diego Cartaya and Eberson Castellano, who they got in the Rule 5 pick from the Phillies. Like, he's their 16th best prospect. If the Twins keep him on the roster, if they don't, they have to loan him back to the Phillies. Don't get me started on how silly Rule 5 is. There are some guys that, are 15 to 30 ranked prospects you will probably see in 2025. And when that happens, we'll, gladly update you guys here on the SKOR North Twins Show about them and honestly get some background on a lot of these guys. I'm fortunate enough to have some information and some people I can reach out to that can kind of give us more clarity of what these guys look like and how legitimate they are. But I just wanted to hop on here, give you guys my little take on some of these prospects, and kind of also preview maybe what some of these episodes look like in 2025, because I really want prospect rankings to kind of be a part of this. I know fans wanted that too. So hit the like button and subscribe button here on the SKOR North Twins Show YouTube channel. Give us a 5-star rating on a positive review on Apple or Spotify. Keep spreading the word about the SKOR North Twins Show. My name is Declan Goff. Full Twins Show, though, on Wednesday with Mackie and Judd. Excited for that. Appreciate you guys. Talk at you soon.